Welcome everybody to a battle report. If you have followed my channel, you know that I haven't made a report in a long time. And if you're new here, hey, welcome. My name is Kazi. I am with the infamous, glorious, greatest gaming group in all of Kings of War. That would be Nerdhammer, of course. So I wanted to make some battle reports. I want to get back on the train since Kings of War 4th Edition has come out. Pretty excited about the changes. So me and my friend Alan, we got a game here. This splash screen, I want to do a whole like kind of animated thing, with like Elves versus Northern Alliance, like something really cool. But this battle report's now over a week old, and I just want to get it done. So the post production stuff, I imagine it's going to get better as we move forward here. So we got two lists. We're playing a 2150 game because we are practicing for the Dead of Winter tournament, which is a Northeast tournament here in the United States. It's always a fun one put on by Mike Rossi, a good friend of ours for a very long time. We were former Warhammer players way back in the early 2000s. So really cool to get up to an event. It's a bit of a drive for us, but we're happy to get up there. And in the Mid-Atlantic this year, we don't have that many tournaments, which kind of bumps me out. Nerdhammer's looking to put one on, but we don't have any details as of yet. So here's the list. I am playing Elves. They've been kind of my classic fallback in Kings of War, so I want to see how they do in 4th edition. I really wanted to play Goblins, but I really don't want to just field, tons of rabble and a few giants. So anyway, I have a Dracon Lord that is my warlord for the list. I got two mages, one rocking Lightning Bolt and Alchemist Curse. She is on a horse. Up a coffee as my throat gets dry because I haven't done this in a long time. My other mage is rocking Barkskin 5. Actually, not in this list. This is actually my list that I submitted. So I forget what she had. She had Bane Chant instead of Barkskin. She does have the Inspiring Talisman because Inspiring is kind of light in Elves, and I'll explain that more. We got two hordes of Palace Guard. Unbelievable stat line for what they're given now. They kept defense 5 and they have crush 1 with elite. I mean, they're just absolute wood chippers. I have a regiment of 1. I have 1 regiment of Palace Guard. Also 2 units of critters. Stormwind Cav with Jesse's boots because Strider is the best thing in the game and you have to have it if you run Cav with TC3. In my opinion, we got 2 Glade Stalkers. They say shooting isn't good anymore. Well, you'll see. Uh, Dracon Riders with the Helm of Confidence, just trying to get an extra source of inspiring where I need it. Those guys probably going to be doing a lot of work on flanks and on their own. So the 2 new commands for Elves, as you will see, is the Hunting Cats. The only one that can benefit from the Hunting Cats in this list are the Palace Guard, because why would you throw a shooting command on Glade Stalkers when they can only choose one thing to shoot? And then we have the Rodinar's Presence, which is the Inspiring Self. This gets used a lot, and you fail it a lot. So you can't trust to always have this inspiring from Rodgar's Presence. But the Headstrong is actually a cool feature that could come into the game at some point, or maybe not this particular game, but could come into your game. I'm playing Alan, the infamous, the notorious, one of the best players in the Mid-Atlantic, if not the country. A dear friend of mine for a very long time, and he's rocking a Lord on Frostfang with Blade of Slashing. He got 2 Snow Troll Primes because they seem pretty freaking awesome. He got a Human Tribesman, which also gets Elite. He threw Elite on there, so they're like a cheaper Palace Guard and just as good, really. They have the bonus of having a wild charge for less points, so yeah. I mean, yeah. 10 points cheaper than Palace Guard, and you get a wild charge. They're slower, though. That's true. That's true. They are slower. Pack Hunters. We got 3 of those because shooting is still good, regardless of what anybody else says. Snow Foxes. Always a great unit. Got to have them. 2 regiments of Snow Trolls, which are very good. Live and die by hitting on 4s, of course. Frostfang Riders. Awesome troop and regiment, and 1 with Jesse boots, because when you have Thunder's Charge, you absolutely need Jesse's boots. Okay, let's rock on here. Why not throw that list up again? All right, so here's the table. Elves, of course, I am playing. We got the Dracon there. This flying-looking wizard thing, that is my mage on horse. And then we have my unit, or my regiment of Palace Guard. My 2 regiments of Glade Stalkers. My Kingdom Men at Arms are stepping in here for the Palace Guard in this game. They're in the middle here with the Mage that has Blizzard, and then my Dracon Rider and my Cav heavy on this flank. Going wide here was an interesting choice. I started to realize when my Dracon only fly 18, where his Frost Fang riders fly 20. So I don't think spreading out was like the best idea because he outranges me on both of these flanks, with the exception of my Dracon Rider. He does fly 10, so Dracon Rider flies 10. He's on a Dracon, but the Dracon Regiment only flies 18, but they're still on Dracon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what some of these decisions are. In behind here, I have some Empire Dust guys as my critters. Across, he does have his big horde of huntsmen. I forget. Oh my god, I forget what they're called again. The Frostfang Riders. There's one of his trolls, one of his pack hunters, pack hunter over there. His trolls anchor in the front, and this is a pretty good counter to what I was doing. Like I have a pretty heavy middle. I was kind of countering what I'm doing there. Two pack hunters there, and then Frostfang. He's heavy on this side. He has another troll sitting over there with them. Good source of inspiring here and everything. Yeah, looking pretty solid at battle line. So in my scout move, I move these guys up, and retrospect, I'm thinking about this play a little bit more. So the idea is obviously I'm getting in the woods here. I have a really nice kind of like line of sight that I don't have to move. I can shoot. There's nothing that's going to threaten me off of turn one. I mean, possibly, if the Frost Fang go this way, but I got play that way. There's a couple interesting things to do. What I realized afterwards when sitting in bed rethinking about a game, as most of us do, I'm thinking about maybe only putting these guys in a little bit into the woods, not as far as I did. Reason being because with the new rules, if they start getting under pressure, I can actually back up, right? And you get a free pivot. So I could start pivoting like this way with one backup and like clearing this area, or kind of doing the same if anything comes up on the hill. Whereas it might be harder to threaten me, and anything from the front won't be threatening me because they won't be able to see me. So I kind of like that play where you just kind of like back up, do a half turn, and you still have a decent like vision, depending on the shape of the woods and stuff. I kind of like that play, and then it also keeps them, of course, if you want to, say Frostfang come here. I'm calling them Frostfang, but they're not. Let me go back here. Yeah. Anyway, because you don't want like a little regiment like this hitting a flank because it's going to lock them down with the sticky combat and so forth. So yeah, in this battle report, we're going to talk about a lot of kind of like new stuff in 4th edition because this is only like my 2nd or 3rd game at this point. Yeah, so anyway, that's after scout moves. I think he has scouts too. But anyway, he gets first turn, moves up like this on this side. Yeah, nothing crazy. These guys are high 4, so they can see over the hill. So they have a pretty decent threat range over here. These guys come up, touch the wall so that they can shoot without worrying about cover in future turns. Actually, in this turn too. Trolls like that. And then everything, creeping up on this side. Yeah, I mean, he's projecting great threat range. He's also, saying like, hey, don't come up too close here because, I can come this direction also. I think this wall could play like a big role in this game if I use it correctly. Because it's like he has to, at some point, he's going to have to make a decision here. Is he going to have, well, I got to make a decision too. Like, are we going to fight in this little corridor, or is it going to be a cat and mouse game where one of us is going to have to decide to either go this way or he's going to have to go this way? So this is kind of like a standoff. I mean, I do have some pressure with my fly 20 here. And then, my cav is 18, which is a little bit better than most cav. Elf cav are really good. Elf cav are really good. So yeah, he does do some shooting. Only does 1 wound to the Palace Guard, does another wound to the other Palace Guard over here. And it looks like it's going to be my turn. So up here, we're kind of jockeying for position. My goal is I have this lightning bolt here that is going to be taking cover shots. I'm going to try to deal with these guys. Try to put on as many wounds as I can on this. And this is actually after I did all my shooting. And these guys are taking cover shots at them, but they didn't move, so it's going to kind of like wash out. The idea is these guys are kind of like, they're not a huge threat, but they're a threat in the whole stance of how this flank works out, right? Like if I can waver them, I mean, I'd love to shoot them off the board, but if I can waver them, which is likely, then they're then stuck. He doesn't really have like a good chat potential or a combo charge. So I'm gonna put everything I possibly can in there. Now I wish I had a Blizzard 2 to just throw the cherry on the top, but um, I didn't. And as you can see, I did 9 wounds there. So they're only in Nerf 13. All I need, are they not? Yeah, I think they're Nerf 13. Yeah. So a decent roll. Anything like a 4 is good. 3 sucks. Snake Eyes suck. And when I roll, I got a 3. So they are free to do whatever they want. And yeah, so that sucks. It was worth a shot. Over on this side, I position like such. I pull up to the wall here just to, if these guys want to come in, they're going to be taking hinder charges, and it's going to be a bad day for them because these guys have a pretty good view of probably the rear. Maybe not of the troop, but definitely of the regiment if they decide to go in there. And no one's popping Palace Guard on one turn. I don't even know if a double charge can do it right now at this point of the game. Defense 5 and Nerf 25. That's pretty good. They're a really good anvil that can strike back. They are a very spiky anvil. So it looks like that. Let's see. I do cast a blizzard. I get 4 wounds on his Frostfang there. I'm gonna call him Frostfang for the rest of the game. So I think they're Stoneclaw. I don't feel like going back and looking. So yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, yep, 4 wounds there and 9 wounds there, and unfortunately I do not waver them. That would have been a nice waiver because I could probably definitely take him off next turn. Yeah, with my shooting. So, yeah, unlucky. His 2, and of course he takes the opportunity. He's going to smash into these guys. Retrospect, I could have put another fail-safe in and keep these guys back. But I was confident enough. But I probably shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? Because, like, I had to do a lot of wounds to get there. I mean, they are only defense 4. I do have Elite Lightning Bolt, which is a great addition to the Elf Mages. So he pushes his Huntsman right up in behind here. Puts me in a tough spot because no matter what, if I kill these guys, the Huntsmen are coming. Now, off the hill doesn't work anymore. If you're a 3rd edition player, there's no Thunder's Charge off the hill, but still, that's a lot of attacks with Elite. They are really good, like I said, Palace Guard. He brings his Troll up here for some chaff. Good play there. And starts threading in the middle. His Pack Hunters stay into the back. Gets into the woods here so that he can see pretty well in case of any shenanigans. Brings the Snow Foxes up to chaff, which is great play. And the Snow Troll Prime is definitely threatening some stuff. Yeah, so that's the way it's looking. And then over here, does some repositioning, gets these guys to the point where I think only one of them are taking cover shots. I think these guys can see enough. I don't remember. I think he took one cover and one not cover, which makes sense. Like if you can see the leader point, like most of it, or something. Yeah. And then over here, definitely need some very good maneuvering, trickery to make my charges pretty uncomfortable, no matter how I go in there. And good play. Hey, I'm not playing a slacker who hasn't played since 2nd edition. I'm playing one of the best. So here we go. He does do some shooting. 3 wounds to the leftmost Glade Stalkers. They're okay. And then these guys, they took a lot of wounds. They were not hiding behind that wall appropriately. They take 8 wounds here, 7 wounds total because they had 1 on them. Some of the problem was I don't think I had enough movement to like really get up to the wall, or I was trying to stay, out of a certain distance from those guys. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's a lot of wounds. Now these guys are not looking as tough. Over here, yeah, he does 4 wounds here. And something, oh, that's a shooting from last turn. Yeah. All right, so my 2, not much. My hand's kind of forced here. I have to go, of course, I have to go back in here. There's no reason to like withdraw or anything. These guys go into the Trolls, the Palace Guard. This was an interesting play and probably a mistake. I really wanted to unload on these guys. Like these guys are really threatening. These guys are going to have to take care of the Snow Foxes there. So I want to put as much heat on them as I possibly can, and getting within 12 inches for AC. That's what I want to do. The only problem is the way I positioned, I think I was out of 12. Yeah, I wasn't given a flank just yet. Yeah, they were out of 12 inches. So I kind of positioned them. I don't have to be an inch away anymore, which is great. I was able to finagle a spot, still stay within 12 to give like these guys inspiring. I'm just drawing all over the place. Give these guys inspiring through the command. So Alchemist Curse with Elite on, defense 5 trolls feels worth it. But really, I probably should plan this better because he's kind of out there. I don't know if I should have went like this way, maybe. I don't know. I feel like just being up on the hill there isn't the greatest position. Um, so over here, I decide to fly the critters into the flank, so he can't just charge out now like we used to be able to do in 3rd edition. So he's stuck with them with the sticky combat. He has to deal with them somehow. So he's going to either have to kill them off and do something. So yeah, no, you can't go forward, Mr. Beaner. So these guys, of course, go in here, and I'm going to unload as many shots as I possibly can. They're going to also get a blizzard from this guy, and so the amount of wounds here scared me a little bit. I really, if they don't do this many wounds, I was going to threaten this way. I was going to come up over the wall and just be like, look, I'm taking this flank. You're going to have Palace Guard to deal with. You're going to have all my stuff. The fact that he did so many wounds and he still has a decent amount of shooting, what I decided to do, and it might not have been the best decision ever, but hindsight is 2020. So I decided to fly the critters up and like at least give me cover. They're height 1. At least give me cover if you're gonna keep shooting at those guys, or you can shoot at these dudes. Or what you'll see is he charges them, which is probably even a better play. Gets his guys closer, gets them into the battlefield. We are playing control. I'll show you how that breaks down later. So yeah, the idea was that these trolls are going to have to do something here so that I can get a charge on these guys. What I forgot is that he has an incredible ability to cast Frozen on things, and that's going to severely hamper my charge range. All right, so that's what that looks like. On this flank, I decide to double charge these guys to clear them. I thought that maybe if I get a backup here, that these guys wouldn't fit in because he's a little bit, I think he's wider than I am. I'm 125. He's 120. Yeah. Yeah. That's the plan, just to clear them and then see what I can do with these guys. And of course, why not snake the first snake eyes of the game, but it certainly won't be the last, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, they do a lot of wounds here, and we snake. Unfortunately, over here we do pop them. I do back up, but we do find that there is enough room for these guys to get in, and that'll definitely be his next play. I ended up moving this guy went forward D6 and pretty much blocked him up, but like with the new rules where it's not leader point to see for our line of sight, you can actually go from the edge. He can see those guys too. Now there's not enough room for them to both fit, but it was an interesting 4th to 3rd comparison. Yeah, so that's how that goes. Turn 3, he does take that charge, and the Snow Troll Prime goes into my Dracon Rider. Over here, yep, he has enough to double charge because in 4th edition now you can charge through your unit, make contact, and then slide to your final position. There was enough room here. I mean, there's other things he could have done even if there wasn't, but we determined there was enough room there, and that's what happened. So these Dracon are gonna be dead. Over here, the Snow Troll Prime goes back into my guys. We only did 3 wounds there. I feel like they could have did a little better. But yeah, so that's what that's looking like on that flank. And over here, so something interesting, and I believe we played this right. So he is engaged here, and we're pretty sure that he can just send his attacks off that direction without having to face them. I'm not 100%, and I didn't go back to make sure that we did that correctly, but I think we did. So that's what he decided to do, just throw the attacks. And the reason being is if he fluffs attacks, he is hitting on 4s. That'll at least give these guys a front charge instead of a flank. Like if he has to turn, with his front facing that way, and then he fails his attacks and doesn't kill the critters, then these guys bang. Now this is a reason why, as you saw on my list, I put Barkskin in. I think Barkskin's going to be a little bit better than using a Bane Chant. Pain chance on 2 dice, bark skin's gonna go off. So yeah, but I think he ends up killing them. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure. These guys double charge here. Do. Over here. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So all my shooting, I ended up doing like 5 or 7 wounds on these guys. Uh, when I rolled the nerve check, I hit a boxcar, and so I have to re-roll it. Even though like I can't kill them, they'd be just wavered. You have to re-roll it. I had boxcard again, so these guys were actually wavered. So all they did was reposition instead of being able to charge here, charge here if they wanted. Yeah, I wavered them in shooting, which was fantastic. Another reason why I feel like shooting is still good, you can do stuff like that. You completely mess with someone's battle line simply just by wavering them. These guys decide to come up over the fence. After combat, yeah, those critters weren't long for this world, and he was able to do enough. Like I said, I think he only did 5 wounds there, but it was enough to pop him. He only needed a 6, I think, one time because I didn't get an inspiring on them. Yeah, so they back up, which makes them out of range of this charge. With if he casts the frozen battle order that makes everything frozen with 6 inches. So yeah, so these guys are frozen. Interestingly enough. Yep, these guys made quick work of the Dracon and face down my line. This is a bad looking situation, especially with where I positioned my mage now. So it puts some tough decisions on for me. Palace Guard takes some more wounds there. They're up to 5. And my turn 3, now there's some big decisions to make. So on this side, what I decide to do, as I said in the beginning, the Palace Guard are the only units that can get dogs. So these guys are already like devastated, or one away from being devastated. I can't remember. I think they are devastated. Yeah, we didn't even mark the wounds. They were devastated. So I figure if I withdraw, right, 2d6, I wasn't going to be off the table. I can give them dogs. That's another risk, right? 2d6 to give them dogs. All I need to do is 1 wound from the dogs, and they're gone. All right. So I figured that was better than just putting more wounds on the troll, the Snow Troll Prime. They haven't been hitting very good. He only has 3 wounds on him. I figure at least I can get them out of the way. Now, these guys, the trolls have 5 wounds on them. I'm thinking everyone's going to stay put. I'm sacrificing a lot to get these guys out of the middle. I don't know if it's the right call. So, Alchemist Curse on 3s with Elite is really good. Like, that's going to do a bunch of wounds. I got 9 Alchemist Curse on there. All these shots without moving are going to be on 4s with Elite. Like, I'm trying to load up as much as I possibly can on them. What is it going to cost me in return? Like, these guys were probably going to be dead anyway, right? It's costing me this mage 175 points to get this unit, which is probably like 200 and some. Not my favorite play. Problem is, look at his arcs, right? There's no way that I can move and still cast Alchemist Curse on those. Well, maybe, maybe like somewhere in here. Maybe. But then I'm hitting on 4s then with a lead. I don't know if it's enough to do it. I don't know why I felt like, I think with how this flank went, I'm feeling a lot of pressure to get stuff off the board. This play gets me this unit and this unit, maybe, right? Like, or at least gets them to a waiver point. I don't know. I don't know if it's the greatest thing. So we'll see how that works out. Over here, these guys decide to charge the pack hunters. We're just locked in combat now. There's 7 wounds on my knights. I'm trying to, clear his Frostfang off. And all right, so the best possible things have happened, right? I was able to kill the other Frostclaw unit, and then lo and behold, it was enough that I got them past their kill point and was able to remove them with shooting. I think I needed a blizzard. I think a blizzard came to on top of it all, but yeah, you can kill stuff with shooting. You just got to shoot a lot, which is huge. Now, I mean, yeah, it's 2 units to 2 units, right? But at least, like, depending on how that right flank goes, and the middle here is looking a little bit better. I still have 2 hordes of Palace Guard. It feels like it's a little better of a situation. Like, I feel like, okay, at least I got those guys off, right? I kill there, reposition as such. He is in charge range here. There's a lot of stuff going on. I really needed to pop these guys. I think I got close, but I don't think I pop them on that turn. His turn 4. Yep, these guys go flank here. These guys go flank here. You know, just a tough spot. These guys go flank here because I didn't move those guys because I wanted to get as much shooting on the trolls as possible without any modifiers. This guy, I think he's just chaffing there. I think I had sidestepped at one point. Yeah, I can't remember what happened there. I don't know if he goes in there or not. He decides to back up with these guys. I think that's a pretty cool play. And what happens over here? Oh, the pack hunters decide to go into the flank here. And he this is a pretty risky play, right? Like they only got 5 wounds on him. That's right there because they don't have the Thunder's Charge right now, so it's a pretty rough situation. So he decides to face these 2 guys this direction, hoping that these bros will hang out for one more turn. If I kill them on my turn, then this doesn't look as good as a play, and I can't. It's really hard for me to get Bane Chan over here to kind of help this combat out. I am only wounded on 4s. You know, I'm 18 attacks, 3s, wounding on 4s, and I'm not really doing much damage on that side. So over here, he snakes. Gets 12 wounds and snakes. These guys made sure to work with the Palace Guard and overran. Yeah, so that's I think the second snake so far. My 4 is like this. I'm moving up. I'm getting this corner into the woods so that I can see those guys to threaten them. It looks like it's abandoned time, like he doesn't have enough charge range to charge there. Sorry, I hit the mic. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes on that side. This side, yeah, the Gladestalkers just face the Snow Troll Prime to deal with that, and we double charge here. We're just going to make sure that we have enough wounds to get this guy off, because these guys will be hindered because he did not attack me. He just got in my way. This play, the reason why the Gladestalkers go in here is it pushes these guys out of the woods, so that, you know, vision-wise, they're not going to be able to see them really easily, and it also gives me some distance here, you know. I mean, like, these guys won't be able to see, obviously, to shoot them. So yeah, that's how that goes. It's not looking great. It's not looking great if you're an elf. We do kill here. We move forward. We're just saying, like, look, we're gonna win the center. We're pressuring here. These guys get a pretty good run. These guys face this way so that they can shoot or chaff up. Yeah, that's how that goes. Turn 5. He double charges these dudes, repositions those guys as such. On this side, yeah, he finally takes care of my troop. Let me go back one page here. These trolls go into my horde of Palace Guard that have wounds on them. And yeah, his gambit paid off. He was able to face this direction. These guys with 9 wounds on it wasn't able to pop them. Yeah, Knights kind of didn't show up. Didn't really show up this game. Wounds over here, he's up to 13 wounds on these guys. They are nerf 25, so they're okay for now. And yep, they make short work of the Gladestalkers and are starting to push into the center. My turn 5. I'll give you an overview of what the table looks like. So this is after some movement, but I want to do this. So here's our control zones. Now, I mean, it's looking pretty good for him, right? He has this unit. He has this guy that can sit in the zone, so he can go here and here, and he already has 2. These guys are already threatening the 2 VP zone. He's probably going to lose this one, so that should be 2 VP for me. And he has this guy. He can go into this zone. I mean, this guy can go into this zone. It's looking rough. Yeah, it's looking rough for Elves at this stage of the game. But I do get a flank, so I should kill these guys off. I ended up, what did I do? I think I blizzard these dudes. Do I kill them? I think I kill them. I'm going to find out. I do kill there. It doesn't look like I killed them with the blizzard. I wonder if I Bane Chanted instead of blizzard, because I knew I had an extra turn. I should have blizzard. If I didn't blizzard, I should have blizzard. Yeah. So 6. Yeah, I did. I don't think I blizzard. I don't know why I thought I needed a Bane Chant against all those attacks. Anyway, so his 6. Yep, he's moving those guys into that quadrant. He goes in against the Clay Stalkers here. He double charges these guys into the Palace Guard, which yeah, it's they're going to be hindered. They're both hindered, so it's like it's not a guarantee here, right? I think he's definitely using his commands to like give him vicious and stuff like that. So, well, I saw my I saw my pen on the table. I was like, what's behind me? Anyway, so yeah, we'll see how that works out for him. Um, I don't think it worked out too good, honestly. Like if that's the wounds, yeah. Yeah, so he moves ahead here. He's definitely out of 12, so he can't get charged by those guys. That would have been really great. Like if it is overrun, went too far, and like I can get in there and blow that unit up. Still, it's going to be really tough because he has so many unit strength that's just kind of like splattered around. Yeah, so this might have been another Snake Eyes, even though, I mean, he's only at 12, 16 wounds. Um, he still needs, what is that, 9? A 9 to pop them twice because of Inspiring. Yeah, it did. That one didn't go well for him. We do roll. What's that? Snakes. Yeah, that might have been the snakes. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So he did roll snakes there. So we do go into a turn 7. So he had to top a turn 7. Oh no, okay. Yeah, yeah, I know what the snakes are. Let's go back here a second. So in my turn, when I fight back with this unit, I separate wounds, right? So I do enough wounds here. The fourth edition, you're allowed to. So I have 25 attacks. I can split them up anyway. I determine. So I split them up like 10 and 15, something like that. I roll extremely low on a nerve check for those guys, and I snake the birds. So yeah, absolutely brutal. There's another snakes for the game. Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, we go into turn 7. That's the snakes that I was talking, or my turn 6. That was the snakes. So we go into turn 7. He eliminates that unit. Yeah, they're off the table. Just positioning, and yeah, that's where we call it because there's just no chance. Like even no matter what I do here, but really great game, and I loved how much we had a friend that was watching this game too, who Justin, who plays, and he hasn't played any games of fourth. And there was a lot of like examples of fourth edition changes, and I thought that was a great way to battle report. As far as like battle reports going forward, I really want to do them. The problem is in competitive play, I play so much in GTS and stuff that the games have to go so fast because we're on the clock all the time, and for whatever reason, like I feel like if we gave everybody like 5 more minutes on our clocks, we'd be totally fine. We wouldn't have to stress and rush around. I want a battle report. I would really like to battle report GTs. I may just end up doing it. I'm thinking that maybe I need a different solution other than just like my cell phone. It only takes a few seconds to take pictures, but it's like you gotta unlock your phone, da da da. And then in the course of a battle, you're not really thinking about it. I'm hoping. I think I might try it at Dead of Winter just to see if I can do it. But anyway, as far as fourth edition goes, I absolutely love the state of the game. I think there's some cool things. I think there's some question marks. Like I'm not sure why they did certain things that I'll probably get into in future battle reports. I kind of hate the idea of, I don't know if I can go back to it, where like I flanked his trolls and with like a 600 or a 60 point unit, right? I had the critters here and they're facing this way. I kind of hate the idea that they just can't charge out. Like if you say you have a 325 point dragon and this little 60 point unit comes in and flanks them, like I hate the fact that this unit has to deal with this unit before they can just like charge off. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not crazy about that. There's a lot of things I absolutely love. I think command orders are pretty cool. I think you need to up the value of them in some of the units or in some of the armies. Sticky combat is pretty cool. One thing I absolutely hate is the only 2 units charging a facing. I think the threat of more than 2 is a very good thing in this game, and I think that was something that they took away and removed some strategy to the game. A lot of people say, well, you never get triple charge. Like, why are you giving up triple? It's not giving up triple charges. It's the threat of being able to triple charge somebody. I think that's super important. I think that just makes big hordes a little bit more valuable, and the nerve bump to big hordes has gone up. So you can like put your big horde out and be like, go ahead, charge me with 2 of your units. You can't kill them. You statistically can't kill them. So that kind of like changes some of the game. Like, But anyway, that's my battle report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back. I'm hoping I'm going to start doing these at competitive GTs. Maybe I'll just do it and just be like, screw it. I don't really need to be super competitive, and I could just make cool battle reports. That's how this channel actually started, and then I got super competitive and didn't make battle reports. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. We will catch you on the next one.